Hey, my name is Mr. J3T, aka McSexy, aka the Kentucky Cannon. Excuse me. Uh, the world class badass, chocolate thunder with a caramel swirl, black lightning with a peanut butter filling, the man of the century, the dang yeah, you get the gist. I do. I talk about comics, video games, movies, all that good stuff. And today, the month of October continues. And today, we're going to be talking about the main bad of Invincible, and that's this guy right here, Thragg. So, Thragg made his first appearance in Invincible issue 11 in 2004, I believe. Thragg is the leader of the Viltrumites, and like I said, he's the big bad. You know, he's the strongest Viltrumite that there is, basically. Uh, he was trained. He was pretty much trained from birth to be the strongest Viltrumite, and so he has immense superhuman strength and speed and stamina and durability and all that, your usual superpowers. And to add on to all of that, he's also a great leader and very charismatic and a master strategist. So Thragg made his first appearance in issue 11. This was after the whole fight with Invincible and Conquest. And the first time we see him, Conquest is actually begging for to be spared. He's actually begging Thragg to spare his life. Conquest, like the big dude that I told you about last video, the guy that was literally knocking Mark around the world, the guy that was almost killed Eve, that guy, he's begging for his life. That alone should tell you how bad of a dude Thragg is. That should tell you that Thragg is a dude that should not be trifled with. So he became the leader after the previous leader, Argol. He passed away. He got murdered, and he became leader after the Viltrumite Civil War, which was basically the strongest Viltrumites killing all the weaker ones, which led to the Viltrumites becoming the powerhouse that they are today, the powerhouse species that they are today. And after this, he became the leader, and he was also tasked with the mission to find the offspring of Thragg, to find the relative of Thragg. But this was also a time where a thing called the Scourge virus hit. Now, the Scourge or the Surge virus, the Scourge, I always called it the Scourge virus, but the Scourge virus is basically a disease which severely weakens a Viltrumite. It can severely weaken them, if not kill them. This, and like I said before in the previous video, Conquest was exposed to the Scourge virus. He survived, but he had an encounter with another set of aliens, and that's how he ended up losing his arm and his eye, was because he was weakened after the Scourge virus. So, Thrax pretty much stopped his mission on finding the offspring of Argol because he thought that the Scourge virus killed that offspring or relative, which led to him being the leader, the permanent leader. So that's the gist of it. That's his whole thing. I'm debating if I should tell you guys more, because like I said, I want you guys to read this for yourselves. I'm debating if I should tell you guys more of what happens. I may tell you guys more, but I may just like allude to it and not tell you outright. But that's the gist. That's his whole thing. So, guys, Thragg is a bad dude. Thragg is a Thragg is just so bad. uh, he's bad in a good way. He's a very effective villain. You know, he's intimidating. He feels scared for any character who's near him. He could literally kill somebody by flicking them in the forehead. And like I said, Conquest, begging for his life, begging to be spared. Conquest is right there. This is the first time we see him, folks. This big dude Conquest is begging for his life. Yeah, this dude is not to be trifled with. But some characters do eventually trifle him, which led to one specific character who I'm probably not going to tell you guys about, but let's just say this one character, he wasn't ready for Thragg. He wasn't ready for the smoke. And Thragg thoroughly, just one hit, just bang, took his entire jaw off. Took this in character's jaw off. So, just with one hit, mind you, one hit. And as he was in the motion of punching him, the character's arm, it ripped off. So he did that in the midst of punching him. So yeah, this guy's no joke. And there's one specific part in this comic where Thragg literally has a entire planet worth of children. Like, this man's stamina is insane. He was just popping them out, like, one after the other, just popping them one after the other out. To the point where, like I said, he has an entire planet full of children. And that part just made me laugh. This man's stamina is so crazy. He can just pop kid after kid after kid to eventually where he can have a whole population worth of children. So yeah, it's it just made me laugh so much. That part was just so ridiculous. But it's Thragg, so it was intimidating. So that's all I'm really gonna tell you about, because I don't want to give any spoilers to the rest of the comic. But I will say though, he's involved in one of my second favorite fight scenes of this comic book. Is it my second or my third? Actually, I scratched that. I think it's my third favorite fight scene, because my second one, it also involves Thragg, but it involves Mark II, Mark Invincible, and that fight was insane. They literally, not gonna do it. Not gonna say anything. Not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say it. But let's just say their Invincible, Mark, and Thragg's fight is insane. I'm just gonna say that. It's insane. But my third favorite fight is Thragg and a character called War Beast. Now, War Beast is a alien white lion. He's a alien version of a white lion, a humanoid white lion. Yeah. Battle Beast is obsessed with fighting, okay? He wants to fight like the strongest people, and he gets disappointed if the fight he's in is too easy. So, Thragg once defeated Battle Beast easily one time. So Battle Beast was like, okay, I can't take that lion down. So he actually tracks Thragg and is like, look, you knocked me out the first time we fought, okay? I want second, run that back. You gotta run that back, okay? Let's do this now. And they fought, and it was epic. Too bad we don't really get to see most of the fight, because they kept cutting to other characters, so we don't even get to see most of the fight. But the stuff that we do get to see is bloody and awesome. It's even said, they even said that they fought for weeks, I believe. So, yes, as this man's stamina is insane. Not only is he popping out babies one after the other, he's also fighting this humanoid white lion looking dude for weeks. So yeah, this man's stamina is insane. what I like about Thragg is that he's this ruthless villain. He's this ruthless guy, but he's a fair one. There was one point where he made a deal with Thragg, not Thragg, with Invincible and his dad, and to his credit, he kept to his deal. The deal. I'll tell you guys anyway. This is not that. Yeah, why not? So the deal was basically Viltrumites will live on Earth and they won't do anything. They won't attack anybody. They won't get involved in anything. And that's basically the deal. They'll live on Earth and rebuild and regroup. And they won't mess with anything at all, okay? They won't get involved in anything. They won't attack any people. They won't do anything. And to Thragg's credit, he keeps that promise. Like, they don't attack anybody. They don't get involved in anything. He kept his promise. He kept his word. He kept his end of the deal. They weren't attacking anybody. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. They what's the word I'm trying to say? You didn't know they were there, okay? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. You didn't know they were there. He kept his promise. And also, there was one point where Mark was exposed to the Scourge virus and he was severely weakened, and Thragg, to his credit, actually took care of Mark. He nursed him back to health. He did. He took care of Mark. To his credit, he keeps his word. He may be a tyrannical, ruthless overlord, but he keeps his word. That the if there's one thing going for him, he keeps his word. So yeah. Also, he's shown to care deeply about the planet Viltrum and its people and its culture because let's just say one specific moment happened on planet Viltrum that brought Thragg to tears. Like, he's crying. So, yes, he loves his species. He loves its culture. It means a lot to him. And it means a lot to him, basically. Also, there was a point where he actually was shown to be understanding because there was one point where him and his many, many children are on this planet, and one of his many wives are saying that, can't we stay for a little longer? It's the first time that we've been out here, that they've been outside. And Thragg was like, okay, we'll stay for a little while, but we gotta go. So, yes, there's a little bit of, I wouldn't say caringness, because he's still a bad dude, don't get me wrong. He can still, like, easily kill anybody, but there's a little bit, could you call it kindness, though? I don't really think you could, but there's something in there, basically. There's something. Which is actually a big point, because Viltrumites actually do have the potential to change and be good. We saw it with Mark's dad, Nolan. So Viltrumites do have the ability to change and grow and actually care about people. So I think we see potential in Thragg, that he can be an understanding, caring person. It's just buried underneath all of that arrogance and all of that bloodshed and all of this power hungriness. So I think we see a little bit of it, but it's buried way, 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 way deep down there. It may be buried, but we get to see a little bit of it. So, Uh, Thragg, all in all, he's a really great villain, a really great final boss. Uh, I didn't tell you guys much because I want you guys to read this whole series. Uh, they're like, I got the second compendium right here. You guys can get like all three compendiums now, so you guys won't have to like search for the next one. You can just read it right here. You can binge read it. So I didn't tell you guys much, even though I really want to, but I didn't. I'm holding back because, guys, this series is worth the read. This series is worth it. It's one of the best comic books out there, and Thragg is one of the best villains out there. So yes, that's about it. Uh, I don't really know who to talk about next weekend, but if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to tell me. If there's any villains that you guys want me to talk about, whether it be comic books, movies, TV shows, anime, cartoons, all that good stuff. Any villain from any genre that you guys want me to talk about, I'll talk about him because why not, you know? Or if I think of one, I'll talk about it. But you know, yeah. So anyway, that's about it. Thragg's a great villain. Don't know who I'm gonna talk about next week, but I guess you guys will find out soon. Or if you guys will tell me, or if any of you tell me which one to talk about, I will. So that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But if you guys have, if you really like me, if you really like me, give it a thumb. How about you give me a subscribe? You know, and ring that bell so you always know when I upload. Because it's easy. You know, it's easy. It's simple. It's free. Deuces.